Peace and good morning. Peace and good morning. How y'all doing today? Welcome to Getting It Together. This is Shy. Go by Dragons Pitchfork on the socials. DragonsPitchfork.com, HouseOfFluidReflections.com, Grayskull.com, GRYSKLL.com. This is Getting It Together, where I'm doing a special series called Read With Me. I'm reading The Magic by Rhonda Byrne, the author of The Secret. And I hope the mic levels are okay today. I'm reading this book. And let me before I get into that, I am reading. Well, let's see. First, I paused on doing these for a few days. Had a bunch of changes going on. I'm selling some equipment, so my mic setup hasn't been working with the audio interface that I swapped out. The one I sold, the one that I was using, and I'm using another one that's acting flaky. So had to switch the mic setup, and then just going through a bunch of different adjustments and changes, and just really having to focus some time in other areas for a while. So this was one of those things that had to fall by the wayside while I did some shifting and moving things around. But what I'm doing is I'm reading The Magic, because this is a book that teaches you a bunch of different gratitude practices that can help you, that have helped me. Let me stop worrying about what it's going to do for you. This is what it's doing for me. It's helping me find perspective and ways to focus more on drawing more good into my life and focusing on the good as opposed to dwelling on the dark and the negative, because that is one of the gateways to depression, right? So by focusing on gratitude, I'm able to find a lot more ways to battle the darkness that I've suffered from in the past. So I wanted to get on here and do it this morning because I committed to myself that I was going to finish this series, at least finish this book, and we're almost there. I mean, we're so close to the end, it did make sense to just drop it. I've been itching to get back in here and do it. A lot of things going on. You want to stay up, stay on the socials. Twitter's probably my primary spot, but I got a little bit going on TikTok and IG. Really focused on developing a way to market and sell my services. As a matter of fact, I didn't go here for that purpose Saturday, but I realized some places I can go to start networking locally that I'm excited about. And not even just going for the networking, honestly, but someplace I went just for a day date with Yanni on Saturday turned into a huge networking opportunity, and just an opportunity to not network necessarily for business, but for the purpose of meeting some good, genuinely good people to just kind of talk to and vibe with, and it felt good, man. I don't usually do vibe, and I'm an introvert, so I don't do much going out to vibe, but I found a spot where you can just go and vibe. So if you want to know about the spot, hit me up. I'm not going to mention it here because I don't want to have just anybody and everybody going there. I do want to be discerning about who goes to spots like this, because I can tell that they guard their energy there too, and it's all about guarding your energy and making sure that you maintain the right connections and the right vibes with the people that you connect with or that you bring into your space. But beyond that, still doing the crowdfund, HouseOfFluidReflections.com/support. What else is going on? New merch on the Grayskull site, man. We got 3 new pieces of merch, 3 different variations on the sweatshirt now. We've got the Grayskull Discography shirt. We've got the Grayskull The Crew hoodie. They're both hoodies. And then we got a Gray Area hoodie. The Gray Area hoodie's dope. It has a map on the front, or well, check it out on the website, grayskull.com/shop. They're also on the homepage. But they're front and back hoodies. They have something on the front and something on the back. Really dope. Maybe I'll show them on a different stream. Maybe I'll plan and set up something so I can show them on the stream. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm on here now. Why don't I just go ahead and run to the site? Let me pull up the site real quick. Let's find my Grayskull window. Pardon the dark for a second there. I don't know which folder. Let me pull up the window real quick. Bear with me. Grayskull. I got so many windows open. I know. Blah, 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 blah. I need to close tabs and all that stuff. I know. I'm working on it. Trello's the tool I'm using for that. If you don't know, Trello is the joint when it comes to Learn how to organize and manage and close tabs. I can close browser tabs and turn them into cards in Trello, which end up being items on my to-do list. All right, so Grayskull website. Just pulled it up in a browser. Let's get it up here real quick. Where is it? I got so many windows open here. It's hard to find which one to go with. Hold on. I might just have to cycle through my windows. You might just have to run with me for a minute. Bear with. Let's try that one. Nope. I can close that one. I can close this one. Yep. Close that one. Sato was the guest that we had on Friday for Full Spectrum Friday. Yo, she was really dope. You should check her out. She's a neurodivergent coach, and she's also a yogi. She's a cook. She's an artist. Whole bunch of dope things about her that I highly recommend getting familiar with her for. Boom, there we go. There's the Grayskull site. All right. So right on the homepage, you can scroll down obviously and see a couple of more recent episodes. We got our episode on narcissistic abuse that's really got some really interesting attention and conversations going. And then, of course, the Ultimate Grayskull interview. Get familiar with us if you don't know who we are. Our most recent singles, Baggage Claim by Wonder Dial featuring Kareem Hughes, and then Descendants from Tobias Black and Damon Deshawn. And then, of course, I keep my favorite American Cursive up there. But then down to the merch. There's the Gray Area hoodie right there. The Gray Area hoodie is dope, man. If you look at it front to back, there's the front. The back, it's Gray Area because it's showing all the states where different members of Grayskull are located, which is really dope. And we've also got the Grayskull The Crew hoodie that's got a variation on the Grayskull logo. If you notice, it's kind of hard to see in there, but there's like little swirlies and stuff. There's a little texture to the skull now, and then on top of that, comes in black and white. On top of that, flip to the back side, and you see a list of all the different names of Grayskull members right there, which is really dope. I love that. Yanni had the idea and the inspiration last week, and we just said go. Then there's the discography hoodie as well. So of course the Grayskull on a disc showing. Well, you can read that. Disc, album, however you want to look at it. It's really wax, but gold wax. And then discography, showing the songs to date that are official Grayskull canon. The songs that have been released through DSPs under the Grayskull name or released through Bandcamp under the Grayskull name. So this is one that's going to, I'm sure, be a limited edition at some point. We release enough other songs. This one's going to have to be rebooted, right? So that's definitely going to be limited. And then, of course, Al B was he was itching to get one of the bucket hats. He didn't see it on the front page of the site, so I dropped it on the front page of the site. I love the long sleeve tees. They brought those about as a result of Kareem saying that he wanted some, and I grabbed a few of them. I love them. And then the snapback is doing really well. People love that. Of course, there's more in the shop. You can go to the shop button at the top of the site, and you can see all of the merch that we've got up in there. We've got the Grayskully still, the t-shirt, all that fun stuff. We've only got 9 items right now because we're trying to keep a limited stock. But on to read with me. Thank you for taking that ride with me. We are in the magic. We're on day 26. Oh, there's some HFR merch coming too. Yanni's working on that soon. And we got a couple things starting this week. I've got my first episode of Web3 Backstory scheduled for Thursday with Miguel from Cardano Spot. I'm excited about that. May have something else coming between today and tomorrow. We'll let you know. Anything else? I don't know, but I'm let me go ahead and get these spectacles straight. And Alexa, set the lights to 100%. Let's get the lights up a little bit so we can read better. And let's go. So day 26. Magically transform mistakes into blessings. Turn your wounds into wisdom. Oprah Winfrey, born 1954. Media personality and businesswoman. Not sure if I needed to say that out loud to anybody, but yeah, that's who she is. Every single mistake is a blessing in disguise. Today's magical practice will prove it because you're about to discover that there are actually untold blessings hidden within every mistake. A child makes many mistakes while learning how to ride a bike or write, and we don't give it a second thought because we know that through their mistakes they will learn and eventually master what they're trying to do. So why is it that adults are so hard on themselves when they make a mistake? The same rule applies to children also applies to you. We all make mistakes, and if we didn't make them, we'd never learn anything, and we wouldn't grow any smarter or any wiser. We have the freedom to make our own choices, and that means we have the freedom to make mistakes. Mistakes can hurt, but if we don't learn from the mistake we've made, the pain we suffered from it has been for nothing. In fact, by the law of attraction, we will make the same mistake over and over again until the consequences hurt us so much that we finally learn from it. It's the very reason why mistakes hurt, so that we do learn from them and we don't make them repeatedly. To learn from a mistake, we first have to own it. And this is where many people can become undone because they often blame someone else for their mistake. Accountability, big plug. Accountability means a lot. It's really the key for so much of what's been helping me. It's just being accountable for my part in whatever's gone wrong. Doesn't mean I don't still hold others accountable and draw boundaries when necessary, but definitely look for where my part is in anything that's gone wrong in my life. Let's consider this scenario of being pulled over by the police for speeding and being given a speeding ticket. Instead of taking responsibility for the fact that they were speeding, they blamed the police because they were hiding in bushes on a highway around a bend. We couldn't see them. They had a radar gun, so we didn't have a chance. But the mistake was theirs because they were the one who chose to speed. The problem with blaming other people for our mistake is that we will still suffer the pain and consequences of our mistake. But we didn't learn from it, and so bingo, we'll attract making the same mistake again. You are human, you will make mistakes, and it's one of the most beautiful things about being human, but you must learn from your mistakes, otherwise your life will have a lot of unnecessary pain. How do you learn from a mistake? Gratitude. No matter how bad something may seem, there are always many things to be grateful for. When you look for as many things as you can to be grateful for in a mistake, you magically transform the mistake into a blessing. Transform the mistake into blessings. Mistakes attract more mistakes, and blessings attract more blessings. Which one would you prefer? Today, think about a mistake you've made in your life. It doesn't matter whether it was big, small mistake, but choose one that still hurts when you think about it. Maybe you lost your temper with a person close to you, and the relationship hasn't been the same since. Maybe you put blind faith in another person and got burned. Maybe you told a white lie to protect someone, and because of it, you ended up in a difficult situation. You might have chosen the cheaper option on something, and it all went wrong and ended up costing you a whole lot more. You might have thought you were making the right decision about something, but it completely backfired on you. Once you've chosen a mistake to magically transform into blessings, look for the things to be grateful for, to help you. There are 2 questions you can ask yourself. What did I learn from the mistake? What are the good things that came out of the mistake? Just went through that recently with a couple situations. One in particular, man, Yanni asked me the question the day that I realized that it was a mistake. She's like, well, what's the lesson from it? And I made sure I didn't rush to say, well, the lesson was this. I made sure I took time to sit on it, marinate on it. And taking time to sit on and marinate on it definitely gave me the opportunity to learn, grow, and evolve and feel better about the mistake. The most important things to be grateful for about every mistake are the things you learned from it. Yeah, I learned a lot in that situation too. And no matter what the mistake, there are always many good things that came out of it and altered your future for the better. Think through this very carefully and see if you can find a total of 10 blessings to be grateful for. Every blessing you find has magical power. Write out your list in a gratitude journal or type them on a computer. Let's take the example of being caught speeding by a police officer and receiving a fine. 1. Okay, so there's a list of 10 things here. 1. I'm grateful to the police for wanting to protect me from harming myself because, after all, that was all they were trying to do. I'm a black man in America. We know what else we got to think about here. 2. So sorry if these examples are triggering for some of y'all. I get it. 2. I'm grateful to the police because, if I'm honest with myself, I was thinking about other things and I wasn't concentrating on the road. Let me say this too, as far as that black man in America thing. I'm still not one that subscribes to the notion that all police officers are demons or evil, but that's a whole big conversation, and there's a whole bunch of nuance to that conversation. So it's not one to be had this morning because I'm trying to keep these short, right? 3, I'm grateful to the police because it was foolish to put myself at risk speeding with a tire that needed to be replaced. 4, I'm grateful to the police for the wake-up call. Being pulled over did affect me and will make me watch my speed and drive more carefully in the future. 5, I'm grateful to the police because somehow I had a wild idea that I could speed without getting caught and without putting myself in danger. The seriousness of the police made me face up to the fact that I was putting both myself and others in serious danger. 6, I'm grateful to the... I hate saying that word over and over again. That's really bothering me, huh? I'm really grateful to them. I'm just going to say them. To them, because if I think about it, about my own family being put in danger by other speeding drivers, then I definitely want the police to stop other speeding drivers. I didn't say them. 7, I'm really grateful to them for the work they do in trying to ensure the safety of every person and family on the roads. Boy, this. So, if you haven't been with me on one of these, I'm going to tell you, I usually work very hard not to respond to what's being said in the book and just to read and just to absorb the author's words, because I look at these like conversations where if you're always focused on what you want to say or how you're being triggered or how you're being pre-programmed to respond to something, you're missing out on the chance to get the lesson. This one is just really hard because I got love for my people, and I've had my own fair share of experiences, good and bad, with them. And this word is triggering to some, and I'm very mindful of that. I'm really grateful to them for the work they do. But yeah. Number 8, I'm grateful to them. They must see heartbreaking situations every day, and all they're trying to do is protect my life and my family's life. 9, I am grateful to them for making sure that I arrived home safely and walked through the door to my family as I usually do. Number 10, I'm grateful to them because of all the possible consequences that could have stopped me from my speeding. Them pulling me over was the least harmful consequence, and it could have been the biggest blessing of my life. Whew, a lot of triggers in that one, man. I had to work through that one. All right. I would strongly urge you to take any mistakes you've made in your life that you still feel bad about, and in your own time, follow this magnificent and magical practice. Think about it. Through one mistake, you have the power to bring many blessings. What else guarantees dividends like that? All right, magic practice number 26. We got 5 points here. 1 and 5, always the same. And I'll be honest, I haven't been on mine the past few days. And they've still been pretty good days for the most part. But I will say I haven't been as energetic as I have been. I got down and did my meditation this morning. That was rough because I haven't done it since last week. I did a yoga asana this morning. Got on the treadmill. Stayed on the treadmill a little longer than before, and put threw the weights on with me while I did. That felt good. I'm definitely feeling pretty decent today, but there's some heavy things going on. I'm primarily my concern for others at this stage right now. I mean, obviously I've got things going on in my own world, but there's some people that I carry considerate concern for on a daily basis, and that's a weight that I carry sometimes, and I have to work on managing. All right, let's get into these. Magically transform mistakes into blessings. 1, count your blessings. Make a list of 10 blessings. Write why you're grateful. Reread your list, and at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. I did do my gratitude journaling this morning too. I didn't go back, read them, and say thank you, thank you, thank you. And I was laughing at myself as I was doing it because I was writing them on the treadmill during the walking phase. And the funny thing is, I knew I wasn't going to go back and read them because I was looking at my handwriting. I was like, I'm not going to be able to read that afterwards. But I wanted to get out the gratitude. Maybe I'll read them right after I write them. I don't know. We'll see. Number 2, choose one mistake you made in your life. Number 3, Find a total of 10 blessings you're grateful for as a result of making that mistake and write them down. Number 4, to help you find blessings, you can ask yourself the questions: what did I learn from the mistake? And what are the good things that came out of the mistake? Number 5, just before you go to sleep tonight, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words: thank you for the best thing that happened during the day. Absolutely. Back onto that. Tonight I will be holding that magic rock. And yeah, man, this is pretty simple and clean. I know I want to finish this read with me, and then I've got some things I got to do. I really got to focus on some things, so I probably won't be reading anything else for a while after this, because it's time to make some things happen, man. And yeah, it's just time. But I'm enjoying this experience. I'm enjoying what I'm learning. I'm enjoying getting more comfortable on camera, getting a chance to practice with OBS. As a matter of fact, something I'm grateful for, somebody pinged me and asked me to help them stream something next month. That was exciting to me. I appreciate that, the fact that people are recognizing that this is a valued skill. I also had somebody ping me and hit me up for one of these backgrounds that I do. You can't see it on IG, but it's on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, all that. So that may open up an avenue for me to generate some income there as well. So I'm very appreciative of that. As a matter of fact, you'll see his background. Nope, I'm not even going to tell you about this. This is a surprise. It's coming. Just stay tuned. But thank you for your time today. Have a good day. See y'all later. Love. Peace.